Alright friends, so today I'm just going to hop on here. This is April 1st and I'm going to try and do something this month that I've never done before. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do my best to have a video out every day. Some of the topics that we're going to go over during this month is garden updates, how to plan out your garden space. We'll do planting up some pots and stuff. Some of the other stuff that we're going to be working on is maybe some houseplant care videos or a houseplant tour or haul. I don't know. There's a lot of different options, but I really want to do my best to be able to have a video every day. I've been trying to do one every other day, but I really want to try to make sure I get one out every day this week, or every day this month, I should say. It's important to me to do this. We're really starting to hit hard into the garden season. Definitely for planting out spring crops if you're in zone 7, 7A, 7B. And then there's a lot of people that are preparing new gardens, so we're definitely going to try and do that. Go over some of the tips and tricks of that. I'm going to have 2 friends of mine are needing help with their garden this year. They're kind of starting from scratch. So we're going to be filming that kind of like a before and after type thing. And we're going to film the transformation of both of their spaces. These are both people that are on a budget, so these are very budget friendly garden makeovers that we're going to be doing to the best that we can. Sorry, I just bit my cheek. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really interesting. Some of the other stuff I'm going to touch on is square foot gardening, how to garden if you're older or have mobility issues, growing your own herbs, how to plan out a medicinal herb space or a medicinal garden or just a tea/cottage garden, because that's what I'm going to be doing in my front yard. So in my backyard is mostly our vegetables and crops that we're going to be growing in bulk for preserving purposes, but in my front I want something that's a bit prettier, a little bit more curb appeal. So we're gonna go with something that is a lot of flowers, stuff that smells good. There's plans for roses, echinacea. I think I've got some Rudbeckia and some Shasta daisies I think I'm going to be planting out front, rosemary, lavender. I think I'm going to do my berry bushes out front also, so that'll give some winter interest and winter structure in there. It is definitely going to be a bit more of a formal type layout in the front, so I'm excited to get into that a little bit more. Just being able to, especially during this time of year, you know, what is your purpose of gardening? What got you into gardening? What do you like about gardening? Just all that kind of fun stuff, and just to help people learn to garden, to get the interest going out there for people who are just starting out and don't know what to do. We're going to do some gardening in pots, so people who have apartments or small lawns or small just like patio type stuff, we're going to get into that. I'm probably something that a big project that we've got planned hopefully this month, since the weather holds out and everything stays nice and stuff. I'm going to be cleaning out my garage, and I'm going to be transforming an area of that into hopefully a grow room / setup. And that's going to involve some greenhouse plastic that you'll be able to kind of seal in and close in. Possibly. I've seen a lot of people, you can get the pop-up grow tents that you can put in like a basement or a garage or type setting. So that's basically the concept I'm looking at, but I'm going to do it like from scratch. So it's going to be it's going to be different than those types of setups, but that's the basic overall principle that we're going to go with. For people who don't have that kind of money, if it's going to be a little bit more cost effective this way, currently my grow setup is in my corner bedroom of my house, which is great, but I kind of want to be able to free up a bit more of that space in there, and have something that's a little bit more permanent. So like in the off season, when I'm not starting season stuff in there, I do have a lot of my house plants in there, but the shelves just sit there and then stuff gets piled up on them, and then I have to take the stuff off of them when it comes time to the season to do seed starting and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to being able to have a space a little bit more permanent for my grow setup. So that is a big thing that I'm hoping I get to tackle, or at least start this time. What else? We are going to be doing a little bit of house renovations or updates. So for instance, the corner bedroom I'm going to be painting. It's a blue color. It's not bad, but I really want a green room, like a green room. Green is my favorite color, and so I really want a space that I can do some self-care routines, some meditations, just some relaxation, and just have some space that is free from everyday stress and stuff like that. I want a safe haven, especially someplace I can go in the off season, in the winter and stuff, where I can relax and still feel like I'm getting outdoors without being in the cold. What else are we going to be working on this year? We're probably going to do a lot of other stuff. Part of the reason I'm going to get on here and we're talking about this is because I want to hold myself accountable. So I really want the motivation to get some of these projects and stuff done that I just keep putting off. I'm like, I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. I'll get to that later. And we all have those projects that we say that about. We'll get to that later. I can do that in a little bit. This is more important right now. But the weather's getting nicer. Everything's warming up. You can do more stuff outside. So I really want to tackle these projects that I've been putting off all winter because it's been too cold, or the weather hasn't been ideal, or whatever it is. So we're going to try and get that stuff done. Definitely going to be probably posting some like crock pot meals and stuff that I can just throw in the crock pot as we're getting busy into projects and stuff. And so you can kind of like set it and forget it type things. I really like those. While I do like being in the kitchen and cooking and stuff, I do really appreciate having my time free to be able to do other things. So, especially if my husband's helping me do these things, I definitely want to make sure he's got a nice hot meal available when he gets hungry and gets home from work. So we've got some of those things we've got to do. I'll probably be touching on the stuff that I'm growing a bulk of and what I want to accomplish with those. Some of the canning projects I want to get done this year. Stuff like that. There's just so much that this season is going to be bringing this year, and I'm so looking forward to it. We've got irrigation projects. I mean, like, the list is just ongoing of what I want to get accomplished this month, and this is going to help me stay accountable to it. It's going to help me stay motivated, knowing that I've made this commitment, I've made this promise that I'm going to do this every day. So, and the video links are definitely going to vary. Some of them are going to be like 10-15 minute, like how to, or just doing like a small plant haul or something. And then there will definitely be ones that are going to be a little bit longer, more in depth how to, like building beds from scratch, because there are going to be different bed building segments. Like I said, because I have 2 friends that I'm going to be helping out build their garden up or get them started on their garden. And none of the 3 of us are really going to have the same types of beds. For instance, mine are going to be raised and lined. One of my friends is going to be elevated, but it's still going to be in ground. And then my other friend, we're doing something based on what she has available as far as materials that she's been able to gather up. So I think there's going to be like cardboard beds and stuff available that we're going to be utilizing to build with. And then she's got some crates and stuff that we're probably going to be planting spring crops in here very shortly. Probably sometime this week, hopefully. And then yeah, there's so many things that we're going to be working on this year, and especially this month, that I'm really, really excited for this. I'm really excited to get into this. We've got a green stock, so we've got to plan what we're going to be planting into that green stock. There's just so much. There's plans, hopefully, that we're going to put in some sort of seating space or gravel patio or something up at the front of my house, because it does face east. So like in the summertime, that's where all of our shade and stuff is going to be at. There's just so many projects, so much fun stuff to do. So, and it's just going to be a little bit by little bit. So I'm looking forward to getting to sit down with y'all and go over more of these projects as they come up and just really enjoy it. Starting a garden from scratch and they don't know where to go from. It can be very overwhelming because you're not really sure what steps you need to take first, or anything like that. And it is important to try and grow our food, even if it's just supplementing our food intake or our food in the summer months, because it helps with cost. This is definitely a time that parents, especially if you have children, school is going to be letting out in the summertime. This will give them something to do. It is definitely a learning experience like that. You're supplementing your food bill, which is going to keep your food costs down. A lot of parents rely on our school systems to feed our children for 2 meals a day. So they have breakfast at school, and then a lot of times they have lunch at school. And so you're only having to provide 1 meal a day for them, and that's dinner. And then school gets let out, and you have to provide 3 meals for them. And that triples your grocery bill in a very short amount of time. And growing up, that was very difficult for my parents. So yeah, we grew a garden every summer, and it kept us kids busy and out of trouble. It provided food for us to consume that would help keep my mom and my dad's grocery bill lower. And it was a wonderful learning experience for us. It learned my love for gardening and for growing things and seeing them produce food and go from there. The steps that it went through just really sparked this joy and fun, and being able to complete a task and being able to have the self-confidence to know that I know how to go through that process. And also to know that I know I will never go hungry, because I know how to grow. I know how to grow my own food if I want to, if I need to. I personally grow my food because I just love to grow my own food. I love to garden. I love growing different things. I really like tea. So my front yard is going to be turned into this beautiful tea garden that's going to have, raspberry and roses and echinacea and chamomile and all these other yummy, delicious aspects that can go into teas. And I don't have to worry, was that sprayed with something or anything like that. Like, I know exactly what I'm growing. I know what I'm putting on my food. I know what's going into my food. And to have that self-sustainability for myself, to not have to worry about where that's going to come from, or in addition to that, being able to know that I can supplement my other family, my mom, who is not exactly the best of mobility, and my husband's parents. They do grow a small container garden, but they also travel a lot, so they don't really have anybody to care for that. And so this way they can still get the fresh produce and stuff that they love, but still get to enjoy their retirement. And I find that very enjoyable to know that I can help my family like that. Or to be able to bless somebody who's fallen on hard times. You know, I can provide, you know, give them excess from my garden that could go to waste otherwise, but I know that it's going to feed somebody. So it's a wonderful experience, and I can't wait to see what this month brings. And I definitely can't wait to share it with all of y'all. So we're going to wrap this up, and we will see you tomorrow. Want to see more? If you want to follow me on this journey, if you are interested on these different topics that I'm going to be covering, please like, share, subscribe, and get it out there.